Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day today. It's time for another car devotion. We've been a little bit MIA or a little slower than we have wanted to be the last couple of weeks. We've had the COVID running through our house. It was me and then one of my sons and then my wife. So we've been kind of battling through all of that, but hopefully we are back on track now, playing a little bit of catch up with everything going on, but working on our next installment of Preachers Riding in Cars as well. So that'll be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But in our car devotions, we've been going through a little series on spiritual indicators. How do we know either that we're growing closer to God? That's a good indicator for us. Or sometimes we have indicators as warnings, like a warning light in our car. And so those for us might be, how do we know we're growing or we're drifting away from God? The indicator that I wanted to talk to us or talk to you today about is the spiritual indicator of perseverance in the midst of tough times. Certainly over these last several months and few years with the COVID and different things that we've had going on in our world, we've been in some trying times, or maybe you've had some other types of trying times or situations, either in your family life or in your work life, or just maybe even just generally spiritually in your life. So what does the Bible say about persevering in tough times? I love the Apostle Paul, and the Apostle Paul talks a lot about persevering in difficult circumstances. One of the passages that he talks about that in is to the Galatians, Galatians chapter 6 verse 9. He says this. He says, "Let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." So Paul's talking there, and he says, don't grow weary in difficult times. Keep pressing forward. In another passage of Scripture, one of my favorite passages of Scripture, in Hebrews chapter 12, he says, "Therefore let us continue to run the race that's marked out for us." Listen, if you've ever run a race, you know that there are difficult times in a race. And a lot of times, whether it's a race or some other type of athletic event, Paul loved to talk about athletic events. A lot of times there comes a time in that event when you have to get mentally tough and you have to push yourself through. Maybe in the physical sense of running, there are moments in time where you say, I can't do it anymore. You might even think you're going to die. We're wrapping up swim season with my oldest son, and I always tell him when he's in the pool, I say, "Son, you might think you're going to die in the pool, but you will not die in a 50 freestyle. It's not going to happen. Your body might tell you need to get mentally tough." And that's what Paul told many of his readers, and that's what Paul tells us today in Scripture, is that we need to toughen up mentally and spiritually as well, to push through difficult times, because we're all going to face them. And so one of the indicators that we have, if you're a runner, I like to run a lot. I know it doesn't look like it. I always tell people jokingly, I'm one of those people that I like to run so that I can eat whatever I want to be. I don't eat whatever I want to eat. I don't necessarily run because I love it, and I don't necessarily look like a runner. But I know that one of the ways that I'm getting better as a runner is that I can run a longer distance. Or I know that when I'm running and I get a cramp or one of those difficult times, I know that I can push through it, because I say to myself, hey, I've been here before. There's nothing to this. I'm going to keep pushing through this, and everything's going to be okay. That's the same thing in our lives spiritually. There are times in our life, there are seasons in our life that as we continue to walk with the Lord, that we should get mentally tough and spiritually tough and be able to look down and say, you know what, I've got this. I've been here. I've been through this before. Last time I doubted, I asked God to increase my faith, and He did it, and I made it through. And you know what? This time is going to be no different. So what about you? What about you in the spiritual indicator of persevering in tough times? Are you finding yourself persevering in tough times, or do tough times kind of push you away? because that can be an indicator of whether or not we're growing closer in our walk with God or not. So next time you have a difficult circumstance that comes up, say, you know what, I've got this. I've been here before. Or if you haven't been there before, ask somebody who has, or go to God in prayer about it and say, Lord, I'm going to trust you in the midst of this. And then next time when that comes up, you're like, hey, you know what, I've got this. I hope y'all have a great day today. I hope you enjoyed this car devotion. As always, give us a like and a share. Follow us on Facebook or YouTube and Instagram as well. Hope you have a great day. God bless you, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.